Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are back here with the first stream since the Battle for Florida. A little bit more Rocket League action coming your way as we have the NACE Varsity Premier Conference gameplay coming out of the USF Esports Gold Team against the Boise State Broncos.
Yeah, in case you didn't get enough Rocket League action, we are back once again with that classical USF Gold squad, but I believe they are running with Sap in place of Cully, I believe. But yeah, I mean, this is a super tough, what do I want to say, bracket here, or not bracket, conference is what I want to say. A super tough conference, so it's going to be super tough. I believe I checked the website earlier, and they are currently 0-3 in this conference. I mean, it's a super tough conference, but I'm excited to see how they do against Boise.
They still haven't played with a consistent roster here. They played week 1 with Sap in his first ever time playing with the guys. Then week 2, they brought Cully back in to practice for the summit, and then now they're back with Sap in. I don't know what's going on with them, but hopefully they can figure it out. 0-3 start, not ideal, but you know, they had other priorities at the moment, which is completely valid. A LAN coming up. They were focusing on playing for this Battle for Florida finals and everything. Ended up winning that, as we saw last time they were on stream. So now they got to turn their priorities back towards NACE and see what they can do from here.
Yeah, I mean, last time I saw Sap was in that one NACE.
Last time it was streamed.
Week 1, I believe. I don't know if it was week 1, maybe week 2.
It was week 1 or 2.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, as you said, they were swapping in Cully, like back and forth with Sap. But I mean, obviously that practice, I believe they wanted to get practice with Cully for the LAN, and obviously it ended up working, beating IRSC. If you missed that, well, unfortunate for you. But yeah, it was a really amazing series.
Yeah, and also the series itself for before the summit, the one that they played that wasn't on stream, was also a pretty good one. I got to watch that when I was working in the room while they were playing, and if it wasn't for some technical difficulties, I'm sure USF could have made it a little bit closer. Unfortunately, Cully crashed for like a game and a half worth of time.
Yeah, unfortunately. But yeah, last week, I believe we did not stream it.
Nope.
But Southern Miss did stream it, and I was watching it on their stream, and they did go down 0-3, but Southern Miss is a really, really tough opponent.
Yeah, Southern Miss has a pretty good program over there. They do got some good teams. Looks like we're heading in here in a second into this game. USF versus Boise State, and there it is, loading it in finally. USF is on the side of the bars. Boise State.
Into this, USF has to change here. Sap in it, drawn out barely over to the side. Pressure starting out strong from USF, but Boise has a counterattack.
Durso does get contested in the air, but not able to shot. State up quite early, but after slightly failed this time.
Yes, Sap is there just a little bit too far to the right, puts it right on the middle. Nice shot from Boise, able to find the weakness in the USF defense early.
See what's going to happen off of the kickoff here. 50-50, goes straight up in the air. Durso with a read on it, off the wall, trying to go for a double, but an awkward bounce in on Sap's car. Lets Yaga be taken into a counter here. Gets contested by Preston. USF trying to get control back in here. Demo is going to help it out a little bit. Banger now needs to beat his defender to have a chance. Has Yaga be waiting in the back. He's going to get cleared. Pass from Sap up to Banger, leaves it in the air. Preston is going to get the touch to clear.
And he has the follow-up. Jackson gets the back up. Durso's going to have a shot here. He puts it off the backboard. Nobody's there. He's going to double it, and it's not in. Rocky takes the chance. USF double spin. Clear it out, but it does go all the way back over to Boise. Gil has it. Space here, gets demoed off the ball.
Demoed off the ball. Banger now tries to read the bounce off the wall. Takes it himself off the roof. 2 players went for that. Didn't get it. Not to beat Gil. Gets it over one. Has a chance, but Durtho's there with the clear. Sap now has a good opportunity here, but going to get contested by Durtho, who gets it up into the way. Preston, shot on net, contested at the line. Gil with another one, also contested yet again. Demo comes through, but Yagami has a shot on net. Going to get right out by Gil.
Yeah, Gil's a nice touch over to Preston, but he does miss. The shot is going to be straight off the backboard. Tries to get the follow-up, but it's cleared out all the way. Banger was in the waiting. Can he get the double? Yeah, he can. And 2 players up from USF. A little bit of miscommunication. Banger tries to get the shot here, and it's saved out barely. Maybe if they didn't double commit, it maybe could have been a little bit better of a follow-up, but the pressure is still on. Saps follows it up, tries to get something, but he has to just opt and leave it for Yagami to follow this up. Keeping the pressure on, but a big clear out for Boise.
Preston now trying to keep it going. A big bump comes through. Lets Sap get the clear. Gil gonna send it all the way back over again. Pass to Preston. Pass to Durtho. Gonna get right in the air, but that's suffering in a spot. Dangerous for USF. Nice clear coming through. I believe that was Sap. Yagami now on the back foot. Gil gets the better of that, but not going to work out too well. Yagami with the counter. That's in a good spot for USF. Banger takes a shot on net, and it's going to go into the top corner. USF tying it up.
Nice placement. Two defenders were sitting there. I didn't think he was going to be able to score that, but he just puts it super far away. Two defenders were there perfectly placed. He couldn't reach it. Well placed from Banger.
Well placed indeed, putting it in the corner. USF now tying it back up about halfway through here. Banger wins the kickoff, has a good chance. Doesn't have the boost, leaves it for his teammate. Not going to get read out in time for Yagami, not going to have the timing for it. Leaves it for the counterattack for Boise. This is a good chance for them here. Banger gets a good clear, can try to keep it going. Preston doesn't get the right read off it, but Durtha's there to help him out.
A bit of a bump coming out. Sap is going to have to play this one safe. He does indeed. He gets it over one, gets bumped out of the way. Follow up from Gil, gets the double off the corner. Banger tries to put it away. Durtho is going to be there. Gets a nice shot, but it is going to be a little bit high. Sap is going to have to work for this ball. Does well. Does not steal the boost. I don't know if he did. I think he stole the boost right before he got Dembo. It should help them out a little bit, but the pressure is trying to be built up, but USF denies it instantly.
Durtho now trying to go for another double here, not going to find it. Yagami with the clear, sends it off the wall, gets slammed in the air by Gil, completely stopping USF's attack there. Tries to go for another attack, not going to get it quite yet. Yagami now, nice touch, but in a dangerous spot for Durtho. Durtho gets 50'd, going to win it out for USF, but Gil keeping the pressure on, off the wall, passes it backwards, nobody there. Banger with the clear, Yagami trying to follow it up, going to miss it a little bit. This is dangerous for USF. Gil with a shot on net, but a little too wide. Notice nobody back there. Preston is going to get there in time.
Looking a little bit scrambly on defense with USF, but they do get out with one. Banger gets it around two, and all he has to do is go for the bump, but it is well played from the side of Boise, able to clear that ball up before a threatening shot comes in. Banger tries to challenge it right away. Durtho puts it on target, but Yagami is there, going to go up into the sky, goes for the flip. He does have it, I believe. He does miss the ball, leaves it under for Banger to follow this up. Two defenders to beat. He does well to put it up in the sky. Sap does get beat and 50'd out to the corner.
Yagami still has a chance to make a play on this ball. Going to decide to back up. Oh, instead goes into the air now for the contest. Lands it at Preston's feet, though, who can take this for himself for Boise State. Trying to go off the wall, sends it one, doesn't get the second touch. Durtho keeps the pressure on, off the ceiling a little bit, mistimed, but gets a nice flip to get it over, and Gil puts it in, getting Boise State back up ahead.
Well played from Durtho, had a lot of space to work with, gets the flip underneath, and Gil there just for the security. It was probably going in either way. Really nice solo play, opening up the field for Boise. USF, 45 seconds left to respond, and to keep this in their hands, it's all up to USF now.
Oh, Durtho with another shot on net here. USF with a nice defensive play there to get it out, but another shot there. Preston off the pass from Durtho, and that's going to go in. Boise State put another one on the board, making it 3-1 with 30 seconds to go.
I have to rewatch that. I may have bounced off the crossbar and out. Sap has to go for that, assuming that it's in, but it just bounced off the backboard into Sap's car and in the goal. Super unfortunate, but you know what happens sometimes? They got to regain. Still 30 seconds left. Maybe you want to get one consolation goal. It's definitely still winnable, but we want to try to get some sort of momentum here.
Need the momentum going for the rest of this best of 5 if you are USF here. USF stuck in a dangerous spot now after that 50. Does not go in their favor. Now trying to keep this offense going. Sap tries to pass it over to him and his teammates. Not going to find it. Banger now takes to the sky, has a touch, gets another one, trying to flip, but misses the ball a little bit. And now it's over the defense's head. USF 5 seconds to go to try to tie this up, but they're not even going to get anything going off of this probably, as that is going to be game number 1 going in Boise State's favor.
Yeah, well played from Boise. Thought it was a super close game there, but they just capitalized on the little chances they had. They didn't have too many, but when they did, they definitely striked.
Oh yeah, absolutely. A lot of passing going on from Boise State. It felt like they really were trying to capitalize on that teamwork, and even though one of the goals that put them ahead was an individual solo play, you still saw a lot of team play out of Boise State. It looked like USF was trying to get a little bit going, but couldn't quite find the timings, though, unfortunately, and that's going to lead to Boise State taking game number 1.
Yeah, there were times definitely when I saw USF was a little bit scrambly on defense, a little bit of double commits. They had like no boost, I want to say, or maybe like a little bit of boost in between each player, But then there was no capitalization from Boise. But, I mean, obviously they ended up winning that game. They didn't really need it. But, I mean, that's not something you want to have happen when you're just all sitting low boost, double committing, not really able to clear up. Boise just really good at keeping that pressure up, keeping them kind of just stuck in their half for a long period of time.
Playing really clean Rocket League and, keeping the pressure going, not letting USF have any space to do anything. And every time they had a chance, it had to be off of a crazy play or just a small misplay on the defense of Boise State. And didn't have a ton of those. As you saw, only one goal going in. Almost making it 2. I feel like USF had a couple more chances, but not quite able to capitalize on it. Looks like we're heading into Game 2 here soon enough.
Yeah, USF definitely had their fair share of chances, but Boise just able to capitalize a little bit better. USF going to need to respond here. You don't want to be going down 2-0 in a best-of-5, and Durtho is going to start us off here. Dogme gets a nice read off the corner, or off the ceiling, excuse me. Sab tries to read it. He does put it around 1. Yagami is going to be last back, and Kristen does get 50'd out well by Yagami.
Pass. Gill is going to make the read on it and pass it down to Durtho, who might pass it another one over. Gets it over the defense. Oh, my God. Almost had a chance. Not going to capitalize on it just yet. USF's defense looking a little bit lost there. Ooh, Yagami dangerous. And Preston's going to find that goal.
Yeah, just super awkward. As I said before, USF not able to get clean things up. The little post bounce double commit is going to hurt them. That happened a little bit earlier in that play. Yagami didn't have a lot of boost to work with, and he just hands it over to Boise. And they start off once again up 1-0 in the game.
And already winning the kickoff, but Banger is going to try to turn this around. Gets it over one defender, has one more to beat. Preston is going to be there. Needed a little bit more power. Sap tries to pinch it off the sidewall, not going to find it. Durtho just takes it underneath him, gets it past Banger. Yagami, their last line of defense, pass it over to Sap, tries to go for another 1-2, not going to find it. Gill now puts it dangerous, but sends it all the way across over. USF now in the air with the ball. Yagami passing it down to Banger. Banger with the shot. Yagami with the follow-up. Not going to find it. And Sap's there for the cleanup, tying it back up for USF.
Sometimes it takes all 3 players to put it in, and that's definitely what they did there. All 3 players were within, I would say, 5 feet of the ball. But it does go in, and that's all that matters if you're USF here, tying the game. A minute left. USF had, that was exactly what they needed, responding as quickly as possible.
Need to get that momentum going quick and early so you don't end up on the back foot like in the last game. USF now taking another shot at net, trying to keep this pressure on. Preston gonna get the clear. USF has to make a play on this. This could be a little bit dangerous. A nice bump coming through, but Gill's there for the follow-up. Yagami needs to read it. Sap's going to come through with a save. There's another dangerous positioning for it. Not going to find it. Ball's up in the air. Sap passes it over. Takes a shot at the net. Gill is there. Banger now trying to follow through. Not going to get much. Durtho with the clear, trying to get it over Yagami, who's not going to let that pass. But Preston's there to make the read off that touch. A double off the wall. Gill trying to capitalize, but USF gets the defensive play.
And now Banger is able to read that little bit of an outlet pass and a little bit of awkwardness coming out, but they are able to get a little bit of possession here. Preston gets past one, and Yagami is the first to that ball. Sap's going to put it mid. There's one defender back, and he is able to put it away, but it's still in the middle here. A nice shot coming out, blocked out by Preston. The Sap tries to follow up the shot, but now Preston's going to have a little bit of space to work with, but I don't know. He did not have boost. Durtho tries to work with that ball. Preston's going to pop it up into this corner. Can he get the double to pass it mid? Yes, he can. Is the shot coming through? It is saved out by USF.
There's still follow-up from Durtho. Takes a shot at net just a little bit too high. USF needs to clear it now. They finally do, but Durtho makes the read. Pass it over to Gill. Gonna go underneath it a little bit too much, but the offense is still on. Nice save by Sap. The follow-up is still there. The rebound is not enough. USF now need to clear this here. They finally get it out of their half. Boise State trying to keep it there now, though. Yagami fighting tooth and nail to turn this game around here. Gets the bump under Preston, but sends it all the way back. Sap's going to have to read it, but touches it. Leaves it for Gill. Gill now off the wall. Goes for the double. Not a lot of power behind it. Banger going to read it. Gets 50'd by Preston. Preston sending it up to Durtho. Durtho not enough to make it work there.
Yeah, Durtho, I think, could have had a shot if he waited a little bit farther back there. Would have been super dangerous, but luckily for USF, he was a little bit too close. Preston's going to have an awkward touch off the wall. He still has control over it. Yagami is the last one to beat, and he does get it all the way to the side. Able for Banger to get a little bit of control. He doesn't have a lot of boost. Instantly challenged by Durtho, given no amount of respect here. And it's just floating here in front of the net. Barely able to be put away by Sapwest. 45 boost, a decent amount. Can he get it over to Yagami, who's going to shoot? Oh, it is blocked out barely by Preston.
USF now keeping the pressure going. Banger with a shot on net. Gill is going to save it, but there's a chance here still. Sap going for the aggressive play, following that up on the rebound. The bump comes through on Preston as well. Yagami off the wall. Does he have a teammate to capitalize? Banger is not going to be there. The demo is going to help USF out a little bit here on the defensive side. Banger has the ball, has to be one, beats the second, but doesn't have anything off the wall. Sat passes it over to Yagami. Yagami doesn't have the boost to work with on to follow that up. Goes up into the air, going to try to set it up in the middle for his teammates, but Gil is going to get the clear.
It is still going to be floating here. Gil, a decent clear. Dirtho tries to pre-flip into that. Sap's going to have some control, pops it a little bit high, and he still manages to get it over Dirtho. Preston hits it super high towards the ceiling. Yagami is there. Pass over to Banger, who can't get around the ball. Sap for the follow-up, and he puts it in. USF with a nice passing play.
USF has not been able to find the goals on the second touch, but the third one has been there every time out of Sap in this game so far. That has them up 2-1 with a minute to go.
There we go. Once again, we have a nice, a little bit of a three-man play. As you said, all three of them were able to put that in the net. That is the only times they've been able to score is when all three of them have been touching the ball in a short period of time. It's a little bit dangerous here for USF, and they can't get the ball out. Panicking a little bit, just not quite in position. Boise State ties the game.
A little bit of communication error, it feels like. Everyone's kind of just sitting there watching as Boise State's passing the ball around, and Yagami's in the air while Banger's right underneath him on that inside the net. Neither of them doing much, neither of them with a chance to save that. Nice shot out of Gil. Gonna tie this game up with a minute to go. But USF bringing the pressure right back immediately, and Banger with an incredible pass over to Sap, who just puts it in.
I believe it was Yagami. Banger was he was supporting him there. You know, Banger was watching from the backfield, just letting Yagami and Sap do their thing.
The white names with the green color is so hard to tell. It's difficult.
No, it's all good. But you know, Banger was supporting them. Obviously, that's what they needed. Sap gets a nice 50. Banger might be able to there to just shoot it straight in. He opts to play it slow. Can get it over to Gilly. Oh, barely saved out. A little bit of a fake. It's still USF has a decent amount of pressure. Yagami gets a bump. Gil has no boost. He has to turn off, but neither does Banger. Can he get some sort of poppy or something? 50. He gets a nice pop. The defenders aren't waiting on the backboard, but USF can't follow it up for the shot.
USF maybe overcommitting a little bit. They don't have a ton of boost to get back here on defense. Dearth, though, but Sap is going to get the save. Follow-up from Preston with a lot of boost here. Now Gil in the air as well. USF somehow clears it out, but still not completely safe as there's full boost across the board for Boise State for now. Trying to tie it up with 8 seconds to go in this game number 2. Preston passes over to Gil. Gil is not in a good position for it. Dearth, though, takes it to the air, goes get the boost, pass it to Gil. Gil, does he have a second touch? Way too high, and that's going to be game 2 going for USF.
Super close one there. All team plays, obviously, some sort of maybe adjustment to just playing their game. I mean, we did hear Danger Taco. We appreciate the raid. Obviously, if you may not know, he is the coach. Maybe he's coaching magic, working there. USF coming back in game number 2, tying the series up.
Absolutely, taking that 1-goal lead up 3-2 to get that second game, tying it back up 1-1 in this series. USF looked a lot better. The defense still a little bit lost, it feels like. Some kinks to work out on the defensive side.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe just credit that to Boise being able to throw them off on their game, maybe not ready to handle all the situations. But, yeah, I mean, as we saw, there was a little bit of awkwardness coming out on the defensive end. But, I mean, either way, they've been able to put in the goals. Yeah, as I said, they're not using solo plays, but I mean, obviously we like to see them all working together because first goal, all three of them were within 5 feet of the ball. The second goal, a little bit of a passing play off the backboard, and then the last goal was the combo between Yagami to Sap. Banger watching in moral support, but I mean, you know, a super close game there, and I just expect this probably to go to 5, but I mean, I guess we'll see how game 3 goes before that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. All games have been pretty close so far. The first one was a 3-1, but didn't feel like it was a 3-1. You know, that third goal was kind of just there. Yeah. USF didn't really make much happen after that anyways. But this second game was much closer. It was every time somebody scored, within like a minute, somebody else scored, it felt like. So back into game 3 now. Let's see which team finally takes the lead advantage here. Banger gets it. Oh, Banger, no!
He tried his best to read that. That's a tough read. Not sure how that's going to bounce, if it's going to bounce up or out, but unfortunately he doesn't get it. But you know, sometimes it's just it just doesn't go in, but you never gotta, just don't look back, keep going. Sap has a shot here, and now Banger's going to try to follow this up. Dirtho does 50 him out. It's still going to be floating in this half. Dirtho is in the corner. He's going to have to maybe just awkward. I thought he was going to try to throw off the USF defender. He opts to just leave it, and now Kristen's going to center it.
Oh, it's a good pass.
Clear it out all the way. Now, the pressure's still going to be maintained here. Yagami should have a nice, decent touch on that.
Durtho is going to try to read it, get a nice touch onto it. Preston gets the pressure, goes for the double. Does he have a chance? Gets completely yeeted out of there by Banger. USF still on the back foot here as the ball stays on their half. Banger controls it, tries to take it in the air, fakes it past Gill, has another defender to beat, but that just leaves it for Sap, who takes his shot, and Gill is going to make the read on it. Trying to turn this around now, did get a full boost on it, but gets hit in the air by, I believe that was Yagami. Now Sap going to miss it a little bit, but does get the bump onto Preston. Banger trying to follow it up, pass it to the middle, but Gill's going to read it and take it himself.
I don't think he has boost. He may be leaving it, but he is going to go for the 50. Yagami, a nice touch. One to beat. Is Banger going to go for the bump or the touch on the ball? He hits it into Yagami. Saps has the follow-up, and he does the bouncer. The dangerous bouncer shot never expected out of USF.
This is just the signature USF play now. Either Banger or Yagami take a shot, the other would get a touch on the rebound, and then Sap just follows through with a little slow roller into an open net.
That was perfect. He bounced it. There was a defender waiting on the floor. He tried to pre-jump it, but the bounce just throws you off so much. It is so dangerous. And yeah, well played, the three-man passing play. Sap just sitting there lurking where he needs to be.
Oh, this is a good chance again. Yagami makes a nice read on the bounce off the ceiling, makes it 2-0 for USF. I think that's the first time this series that we've seen a team score 2 goals in a row.
I believe. I mean, besides it was 3-1.
Oh yeah, the 3-1 was 2 goals in a row. That's right.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit of a mistake out of Durtho. I mean, that's a tough read off that corner bounce, but it just falls in the hands of Yagami. Maybe another chance here. Sap's gonna have to get a nice touch mid. He does make it a little bit awkward, and it's not able to be put in. Boise State staying strong here, but USF had just been relentless, scoring a goal, trying to get another one here, and there they go, 3 in a row for USF.
What an absolutely dominant play out of USF. Sap taking a solo play, almost scoring himself, and then Yagami winning the bump there, getting the double, and just setting it up for Sap there. Absolutely cleaning it up for USF, getting so many goals so far.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a quick turnaround USF. Maybe a little bit of adjustment coming out or just playing a little bit faster because they are not even allowing Boise State to get on the offense. As soon as I say that, a nice shot saved out by Banger. Prince is going to go for the pass over to Durtho, who pops it super high. Sap is already up, has to get an awkward touch here. The shot coming on, a huge clear out of Yagami. Princeton is already there, tries to read the double. Banger is going to be on the backboard waiting, and it is still awkward here for USF.
Sets it up. Durtho has a shot, going to decide to take it into the air, trying to set it up off the wall to somebody. USF's going to read it. Preston goes for the 50, goes in Sap's favor. Trying to follow this up. Gill going to take it into the air. There might be somebody to make a play on it. Yagami goes up, not going to get it. Banger does read it instead, gets it out, tries to go for the counter. Durtho is going to stop that there. Knows that the pressure needs to go the opposite way if Boise wants to try to bring this game back about halfway through it. Preston leaves it for Gill. Gill behind the ball, gets a backwards touch, and then just gets touched in by USF. Boise State put one in the net.
You know, you can't always be perfect. You know, sometimes it happens. Gill just making him nervous. He just let it sit there. Maybe he would have got the shot anyways, but Banger,
yeah,
maybe not the touch he wanted. You know, sometimes it just goes into your own net. But you know, you still have a 2-goal cushion. Not that that's an excuse there, but 2 minutes left. Definitely not impossible for Boise State to come back here. Yagami's going to try to put it super high off the backboard, but Gill is there. Getting this pass over to Preston, who has a nice play off the ceiling, passing it over to Durtho. Maybe a little bit nervous for USF, and he gets the bump. What a play out of Boise.
The demo absolutely clearing the path for Durtho to just take it all the way. USF, the defense, like I mentioned before this game, looking a little bit rocky, and it's showing again. They got the early 3-goal lead, but Boise State bringing it all the way back already in this game number 3.
Yeah, I would say the first play, defense a little shaky. That play was just masterclass out of Boise. Getting the 3-man passing play, and the third guy just goes for the demo, which is all you can ask for him. And now Sap is going to try to put one in here. Gets a super high pop. Christian is going to have to wait and shoot that. But oh, a nice block, a secondary block out of him. Thought Yagami had a chance there. Banger doesn't have a lot of boost. Just making that defender waste a lot of boost here. And it is going to be sitting up. Who is the first to that ball? Yagami's a little awkward. He gets a decent pass over to Banger, who should have a follow-up.
Oh, that's a shot. Not close enough. Preston takes it off the side wall. Sap now trying to stop this ball around midfield. Sends it all the way over to the corner. USF has a chance here. Sap centers it. Is there a shot? It's going to get read out by Gill. Sends it all the way back towards USF side. Yagami, going to leave it. Going to fake it for Durtho, who then centers it. Nobody's going to make a play on it. Everyone's kind of just whiffing on this ball right now. Yagami now gets it past one. Has another defender to beat. Not going to have the right timing onto it. Preston turns it all the way around. USF needs to get this 50 here if they want anything. Banger does get it, but Durtho was a nice read as Banger's waiting for the second touch onto the ball. Everyone's kind of overplaying the ball, it feels like, getting over it, getting past it, just leaving it behind. Now Banger tries to take it into the air, gonna get a chance with Preston. The contest is gonna work so far.
Yeah, nobody wanting to make a mistake here. Banger's going to try to beat him to that ball. He does get a tiny bit of a bump, but Yagami is going to have to play this ball well. Gets it around 1, and he does get bumped off, I believe. 2 defenders going up for USF. It shouldn't hurt them. Banger does get bumped out of the way. Gil's going to have to put in a tough shot here, and it is saved away by Banger. Gil is going to go for that boost steal. Durtho is going to keep it in, and Sap should have a decent clear. Gets it over 1, goes for the ceiling. Preston is going to read this, tries to get the double, and he does. He pops it up. It's super awkward for USF. 30 seconds. Can they hold on?
30 seconds to go. USF just need to hold on to this 1-goal lead. Boise State keeping the pressure on. Preston tries to go for a pass to Gil. Gonna get right out, so he goes for a second touch of his own. Not gonna work. Durtho kind of just waiting to see what USF does on that touch. Nice touch out of Yagami. The last second chance to save there. 10 seconds to go now. Gil trying to leave it down to Durtho. Gets cleared out a little bit by USF. Gonna get read out by Gil. Preston now pass it to the center. Durtho with a shot. Gets completely saved at the line. USF need to touch it down, and there it is. They take game 3, and they make that a 2-1 lead in the series.
I was looking at USF's boost for that last 30 seconds. I think there was like none.
Oh, yeah.
Boise was just constantly stealing their boost over and over again. And that last chance, I was like, oh, that's just in. They have no boost. And it was barely saved. Saved it off the crossbar, bounced out to the side too, not just landing in front of the nets for somebody to follow up. Super fortunate for USF. They had a 3-goal lead, and that was Boise almost coming back. Maybe another 10 seconds. It could have been another goal for them.
2 minutes straight of just Boise State pressure to get that 3rd goal. USF somehow come out on top of it. That last save, I feel like we've just seen so many of them out of USF in the past couple weeks where they just get that somehow, I don't know how they saved it plays. And it's stressful, but it's fun to watch. I will have to admit it. It's fun to see saves like that happen, even though when you're trying to see USF win, it just becomes like, what's happening here?
Yeah, they're like, this is going to go in our net. Oh, just kidding. Somebody appears out of nowhere. But, I mean, that's a good turnaround from USF. They lost the first game, and now they win 2 straight. Right? Yeah, it is. Yep. Now they are on match point. The series score is 2-1. The overlay is a little bit broken, but in case you got here a little bit late, it is 2-1 in the favor of USF. USF is on match point. They have not won a series yet in NACE in this Varsity Premier League, so they are looking to secure their first win here.
And so far, so good. They are on match point. Just like you mentioned, the Boise State is not going to go down without a fight, as they showed in that last game. Down 3-0 early, brought it all the way back to 3-2. Had a great chance in the last couple seconds to tie it back up. Trying to keep that momentum now in their favor to bring this series back, but USF trying to close it out here.
Yagami has a little bit of space here. He does pop it a little bit too far, but he gets the pass off the backboard. Read well. Preston gets a nice pass down, but Yagami does cut it off. It's going to bounce a little bit over Sap's head. He goes for the mid-pass over to Yagami. Preston is going to just opt to play it back. He doesn't even get a touch. Has a chance. Now Gil is.
Oh, that's dangerous. Durtho still keeping it in a good spot for USF into this corner. Banger going to get the read, slowly rolling it up the wall. Goes for the bump and opens up the space. Sap's not going to find it, but Yagami is there for the second chance to put it in for USF.
Yeah, Banger just plays it so smart, goes for the bump. I think he just forced Gil to play it low, and Sap not getting the touch, but it doesn't matter. The third player is somehow just always in the right spot, always able to finish these goals. And yeah, well played from USF. 45 seconds in, they want to continue playing like this and not let Boise State get a chance here, because we know that when they put on the pressure, they look dangerous.
No, we see a lot of these teams, they have 3 players, but they just use 2 on attack and just make sure one person's back on the counter. USF is making sure that they're like, let's use all 3 players. Let's make sure somebody's there for the rebound at the right time every single time. They've gotten like 4 or 5 goals this series off of just having that third player at the right place at the right time. So great awareness out of USF. Great team play here. And we're going to see another chance as Sap takes a shot. A triple commit on the save is going to make it sure that USF doesn't put another one in, but the pressure's still going. Banger passes it across the net over to Sap, who gets a second touch. Banger has a chance. Going to leave it to the fake. Gets 3 of them, but doesn't get a shot on. It gets popped up. Yagami now with the read, trying to pass it down to the middle, but going to get cleared out by Durtho.
Sap should have a decent amount of space. Gets a nice touch to himself. It's a little bit awkward. He can't quite put that mid. He's going to play it back down and over to the side. Leaves it for Banger, who has a shot. It's blocked out. Trying to stay in front of this ball. Gil does clear it out to the side. Yagami tries to get it. A little bit dangerous, but it is nobody from Boise able to follow it. Extremely super close. USF does have a little bit of space here. Sap gets the pop and does get it over. He does get bumped, but the ball is still floating here in the midfield. A pop over one. Banger's going to have to play well for no follow-up to come out of Boise State. Preston is going to be there, but USF is just going to be the one capitalizing off the little bit of awkwardness there.
Banger now trying to follow this through, get a chance here for USF. Durtho takes it all the way up to the ceiling, gonna let it drop, and Yagami gets the contest, and that just goes in. That's another goal for USF. That makes it 2-0 with 2:45 to go.
Yeah, Yagami just said, I'll take that, thank you, Durtho, and just pops it in over that last defender. Maybe, yeah, I mean, obviously Durtho wanted to get a little bit of a 50 there, but it just popped on the top of his car. USF able to slot it in 2-0. They still cannot.
Oh, the demo.
And that's just an open net banger out of nowhere. Gets the save. Super crucial for USF, but the pressure's not up. A nice play off the backboard. Sap in the right position at the right time.
Oh, no, he just leaves it for Durtho. Misses the shot. He had a good chance there. A little bit too wide, and now Banger takes it himself across the field. Not going to find it as Preston gets the contest in the air. Durtho trying to clear it. Can get contested here. Gets past one defender. Pass it over to Gil, who sets it back up for Durtho. Goes for the bump. Sap is going to get the save, but Preston with the second shot.
What a save!
What a save by Yagami last second. The pressure's still going, though. Boise State not giving up. Still in a dangerous spot. Preston to Gil, but Yagami with the read, and that's an open net. USF makes it 3. Yagami with an incredible save, and then getting the goal to capitalize on it.
Yeah, as you said before, Yagami just, you know what, you think it's going in. Yagami said, nah, I don't think so. Out of nowhere, gets the goal line save, and then pops in for his second open goal of the series, putting them up 3-0. We saw Boise come back and make it super close. USF need to not let up on this sort of relentless play style that they've been working with. Banger is going to get demoed. Maybe a little bit of space here. Sap tries to pre-jump it. It's going to make it so Gil has a little bit of an open shot here. Yeah, Banger is just going to be able to follow it up. He doesn't have boost fixed out well. Gets a nice 50. Sap gets a huge block, pre-jumping him, and it is just going to be sitting here for USF. Maybe a shot here, but no, Gil is able to clear it out.
Yagami now in the air here, going to settle it down around midfield. Friendly reminder to those people that are just joining in on the stream right now, this is game number 4. USF is currently up 2-1 in the series. We've been having some technical difficulties happen with the overlay, so the score got reset on it, but USF is indeed up 2-1 in this series right now.
Yeah, so this is it. If you're Boise, you have no other chances. You are down 3-0 with a minute left. You have to put on all the pressure you possibly can, and here it is. Gil tries to start the pressure, puts it into the corner, but the follow-ups are not there, and that may be another open net. Can Durtho reach it? Durtho is able to reach it, saving them. Maybe a little bit of a sort of lifeline for this Boise State team. Has less than a minute left, and they need to act quick.
USF, though, on the other hand, are trying to make sure this game is over here, trying to get that 4th goal to go in. Not able to find it just yet. Been quite close a couple times. Yagami now gets a touch off the wall, trying to set up for a teammate. Nobody's there just yet. Preston trying to get the clear all the way over, but Gil trying to get the pressure now onto Boise State's side. But USF, they just haven't let anything happen in this game. It is every time they just launch it across the field, there's just one person waiting back there on an almost open net.
Oh, maybe a chance here. Durtho doesn't get the connection he needed. That could have been it for Boise to keep them in. But if USF is just going to keep playing volleyball.
Oh, nice touch.
Oh, still blocked out, 16 seconds. USF has just been playing volleyball, keep away, whatever you need to do. Do not let Boise State touch this ball. Banger tries to put in his 4th. It is just going to be floating here awkwardly in this corner. There's no way Boise scores 3 goals in 3 seconds. Definitely not possible. We'll see if any more shenanigan goals go in, any consolations, but that is going to be it. USF take the series 3-1.
And that is going to be USF's first win in the NACE Varsity Premier this semester. Nice, clean series. Lost the first game, 3-1. Looked a little bit shaky here and there, but got cleaner, figured it all out. Game 2 won 3-2. Then game 3 and 4 just absolutely closed it out. Didn't really make it close, managing to get that first win against the Boise State Broncos.
Yeah, I want to say it was, you know, as we saw, their defense was a little bit shaky, but I mean, it looked like they didn't really need to play defense. They were putting up so many goals, but I mean, obviously Boise State almost coming back in game 4, or game 3, game 4, they never stood a chance. They didn't even see. They saw USF's goal maybe like a couple times, but USF just relentless pressure. Good to see they are finally working it out with this roster, and yeah, get their first win.
You definitely see a lot better teamwork than the last time we saw this team with Sap, the first time they played together. You're seeing now they have the better timings on those rebounds. They have the better team play with those passes. Defense rotations a little bit, still got to be figured out a little bit, but that's something that they can handle. You know, more time playing together, more time practicing, they're going to figure it out. The offense, though, is what they finally figured out, it feels like, and USF looking pretty clean as they win this series. On that note, everybody, we are going to be ending the stream there. Good night, and as always, go Bulls.